Comedian FunnyMaine ready to get it started on a Friday. Big slate of games coming up tomorrow. Yes, I'll be locked in. I will be watching. And you know we got to talk about it because that's what I do. All right? I'm a fan, not an analyst. Fanalyst is on right now. Turn it all the way up. You're asking me if an 8-0 undefeated SEC team is a sleeper for the Natty? No, I think they're in a good position to make the playoff and go on a run. Not gonna lie, I thought y'all were trolling me, asking me about Arkansas State and Troy multiple times, but it turns out Arkansas State is 3-1 in the conference. Troy is 4-0 in the conference. Arkansas State on a 3-game winning streak, Troy on a 5-game winning streak. Yeah, this is gonna be a good game right here. But you know my heart is at Troy, so I gotta go with the Trojans. I may be in the minority here or just all alone on the island by myself, but I think Mike Norvell, the head coach at Florida State, is actually pretty safe. I think he just had a string of bad luck over the years. I think they still view him as a good coach. And I always say, anybody that can beat Alabama, I think that Bama win is good for at least another season. So I think Norvell will be back next year, but we'll see. I'm not sure this game will have playoff implications directly, but I am watching Miami, Ohio versus Ohio. First of all, it's just a great in-state MAC rivalry. But, you know, there's some pieces that could fall that could affect teams getting into the playoffs. So I'll be watching that one. At risk, I'm going to say Ole Miss at home versus South Carolina. Now, I saw South Carolina, of course, up close and personal versus Alabama last week. That defensive line is for real, okay? And those cornerbacks aren't too shabby. If they can shake off that Alabama loss and lock in versus Ole Miss, I think this is just the type of matchup that could be painful for Ole Miss. So, Rebels, be careful. Can interim head coach Billy Gonzalez and the Florida Gators sneak up on the Dogs? I think they'll give them a fight, of course, but Georgia's Georgia, man, and I just don't think for 4 quarters, Florida has what it takes, so I'm going to say no. Give me the Dogs in this one. Man, it's going to be a tall mountain to climb. Penn State just fired their head coach, but I have seen quite a few teams fire their head coach recently, and then the team either won or played very hard the following week, so maybe that could come into play. That's about the only scenario I see for Penn State beating Ohio State. I think LSU's next head coach is already living in the state of Louisiana. The head coach of Tulane, John Sumrall, he's been a winner everywhere that he's been, including his time down at Troy University where he won a few conference championships. He's an Alabama boy from Huntsville. Hey, LSU, y'all better make that call. I'm telling you now. And the number one question that y'all have asked me this week, Texas or Vanderbilt. Y'all, I am sold on Vanderbilt, okay? This is a complete team. This is a good team. And on the other side, I'm not sold on Texas. I think Vandy is for real. I'm taking Vandy straight up. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I think the Vanderbilt Commodores are going to win, and they're going to be in a lot of conversations going into the postseason. Yo, you want to get your questions in? I know you do. You got to follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I take these questions directly. I mean directly from my DMs. All you got to do is ask. I get asked a lot of different ways, but maybe yours will get answered, okay? Maybe I'll put you up on the screen. But there's only one way to find out. You got to follow your boy and ask your questions. Comedian FunnyMaine, I'm a fan, not an analyst. Fanalyst, let's do it again next week.